Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Holladay. This is their soft red winter wheat Missouri straight bourbon whiskey bottled in bond, coming in at a 50% ABV, 6-year age statement. Now, I reviewed their first bottled in bond experience and I gotta say it was pretty phenomenal. And I don't know, being a brand new distillery to the market, coming out with a bottled in bond product right out the gate is not common. On top of it being 6 years old. So I'm really excited to see how this one goes. Essentially what they've done is they've swapped out their rye mash bill that was in the standard bottled in bond and put in soft red winter wheat. So this contains 73% corn, 15% wheat, and 12% barley. Now, to be honest, I'm really curious on what's going to happen when we take out that rye mash bill and put in the exact same amount for a wheat. And more than just wheat, it's that soft red winter wheat. So I'm really excited to try it. Now, real quick, if you're not sure what the bottled in bond is, essentially it's a kind of guidelines we have here in the United States. We know that it was at least 4 years old, and in this case it's 6. We know it's 50% ABV. It's done up in a government bonded warehouse under one master distiller. All the grain was harvested in a single season. So now that we have all that good information, let's go ahead and jump into things. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. I will be linking the other video of the standard bottled in bond up above and down below. And if I ever get the opportunity to review any of their other products, or I think they also have a warehouse bottling. I'm really interested in what that one is, but I haven't seen that one hit the shelves yet either. They'll be linked up above and down below. But again, we're going to be doing an A-B comparison between this one and the standard one to really kind of tell the differences in them, especially with that, just that mash bill being just slightly tweaked. I'm really curious. Alrighty. Beautiful color there. It's got a nice caramelization to it. A little dark caramel going on there. All right, let's go for notes. Ooh. Yeah, you definitely get that little bit of wheat in there. I'm a wheat fan when it comes to whiskeys. You know, even in the budget-friendly territory, I'm a big Maker's Mark fan. But I love when I can find that wheat build in a bourbon. And this has got it. There's a soft spiciness going on, that little bit of waxiness in there too from the wheat. Caramel, definitely, almost like ooey gooey caramel notes. Got a nice orchard fruit going on in here. I'm going to say like apples, red apple, Honeycrisp, or yeah, like a Honeycrisp apple. There's almost a little bit of a floral going on here with a bit of that oak, deep, heavy oak note. Little corn sweetness in here. Not quite buttery sweet corn, but just a nice solid layer of corn. ABV is a little warm. It is jumping out of the glass pretty strongly, I'll be honest. I definitely don't remember it jumping out as much in the standard version, but there is definitely at times the ABV is almost a little too strong, but it's a fresh crack, so take that for what it is. A little dustiness starting to show up now from that corn grain. Get a bit of vanilla in there. Kind of the classic bourbon, of course. You know, it's one of those things. You get the oak, the vanilla, the caramel, but that wheat characteristic. Maybe a little earthy honey sweetness going on now. I've had a few things in honey casks recently, and so I'm getting kind of a honey vibe. But overall, beautiful orchard fruits. Got that deep, rich oak layer going on in there. The wheat spice is there. Everything you want from this bottle right now on the nose is beautiful. Let's go for a taste. That is good. Oh, man. Right up front, getting that nice wheat spice going on here. Corn sweetness, oak spices, bit of caramel and vanilla going on as well. And then it gets almost a little dusty, almost getting that nuttiness. From either, for me, you can say more like a Jim Beam profile, getting that bit of nuttiness going on in there. But the spice layers from the wheat and the barley are playing together really well. And overall, that's just a good, solid sip. It's a very rich and oaky profile to it. Definitely not as strong of oak as the standard bottled and bond experience, but you still get a lot of similar characteristics to it. And to be honest, I was really curious if that little bit of mash bill difference was going to really stand out. At least for my remembering of that bottle, of the first one, it does. It actually makes a really solid difference on there. Alrighty. Add a little drop of water, see what changes up here. Now, a lot of times this helps us find some notes maybe we were missing out on, might change it up just a bit for us to really be able to find something unique, might make it go more simple. We just don't know until we try. And as always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. All right, let's go for notes on the water version. Goes a little softer, but that bit of spice is coming out a little bit more on the wheat. The oak is there. It goes almost sweeter oak now. But you're starting to get that deeper, heavier oak profile over here now. The wheat waxiness is there. The spice layers are there. That is just stand out on its own very well. Just kind of dials things back a bit. Not in a bad way, but it does dial it back just a little bit. All right, let's go for a taste. It does lose out on some of the characteristics. It gets a little more simple. You do get the bit of wheat spice in there. That corn dustiness is a lot more present on the taste. It definitely doesn't have the same body or cling the neat version has, which is kind of expected, just because we're breaking up some of those oils and things. But it's actually a pretty solid sip too. Second sip here, it does have a little more ABV burn on it as it's going down here for me. But a big thing for me is doubling down on that dustiness, which you may or may not like. Some people have very specific profiles when it comes to that dusty corn, and that has kind of shown up a little high for me on that one. Not that it's bad, but for me, it's a little high. Let's go back to the neat version. Yeah, see, that has all the beautiful, deep, rich notes. The fruit layers are there. Everything that this bottle is screaming to bring to your glass is in the neat version. I love that wheat, that bit of spice in there from it as well. The waxiness, again, the fruit layers, that deep honey, the oak, everything I want is in this version. This one goes a little too simple for me, and it's got that little bit of ABV warmth to it. As always, you do you. If you end up picking up this bottle and maybe it's a little too brash for you, that little drop of water is going to make it a little more simple, but definitely try to work your way back up to the neat version, because that's very, very nice. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So I paid about $58 for this bottle, and I think that's about where it needs to be. I wouldn't pay over $60 for it. And for one big reason, I was able to pick up the standard version for $52. So I am paying a little bit more for this one. Now, looking around, the price on this one varies quite a bit. Sometimes it goes a little bit lower into the mid-50s, but a lot of times this one's jumping up into the mid-60s. Same thing goes with their standard release. The cheapest I ever seen that was at the 52. Most places were charging $60 plus for it. But I think for sub $60, it's a really solid sip. I'm definitely going to put it up against the standard version. We're going to do an A/B comparison video to really break it down. But I gotta say, definitely, if you like the original one, you're gonna like this one as well. That beautiful wheat coming across does its job to a T. And to be honest, Ben Holladay is a distillery to keep an eye on. They're 2 for 2 in my books. So there you have it, folks. Ben Holladay's Soft Red Wheat Missouri Straight Bourbon Whiskey, bottled in bond. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might